the potential privatization of the DMV, a move that could revolutionize customer service and save the state millions of dollars annually. It's, and as we have talked about, it's been a very frustrating time standing in line, waiting. They've got outdated software. They're not up to date. The whole DMV system is out of date. Cumbersome processes are not just inconveniences, they are impediments to efficient service, he says. Auto dealers are hamstrung by delayed title work, and citizens are clamoring for more efficient services like print-on-demand tags. These are not mere annoyances, but symptoms of a system in dire need of overhaul, he writes. I think it needs to be overhauled. But that's not the only be overhauled, not the only part of our state government that needs to be privatized. You go to Florida, you go to the drugstore or the grocery store or wherever, and you can buy alcohol, not just beer and wine. Why does the state have such a monopoly on it? Isn't there something wrong with that process?
Well,
could not private get better prices from the distributors?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when all the times I'd go to Texas to visit family there, there was a store on every corner that sold everything, including alcohol.
Yeah.
There are no AC stores there.
No.
It was fascinating. You can go to the store and get a loaf of bread and a pint of liquor at the same time.
I don't know that it's caused any problems in places like Florida or Texas I don't know. It's not government run. Yes, it's under government control because it has to be.
Right.
Just like the sale of cigarettes.
Right.
But you don't have to go to a cigarette store to buy a pack of cigarettes.
Nope.
State owned and operated liquor store.
I would think that under state control, they feel better that they can control it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what the reasons.
I don't know that they can. Now, here's another everything that Senator Lazar is doing, and what I have said, those people who are currently working, they have retirements coming to them. They're state employees.
True.
What would we do with them?
Good question.
Would we keep them on and still keep their retirement plan in place? How would that work?
Now, are they working under the county or the state?
The state is what they're working under for ABC,
right,
and for the DMV. Now, I think what Mike is talking about is just the license plate agencies, and they are not state employees. They are privately paid.
Private businesses.
Right.
But if you kill the ABC system, then all of those are state employees. I know that.
Well, the ABC system generates a lot of money for the state, and each county's ABC system is required to give a percentage of their funds back for alcohol treatment,
which could be done the same way with the privately owned place.
You can't force a privately owned company to give $200,000.
You can if you got it set up in their contract that they can only sell if they are licensed by the state, which they would have to be.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, how can you enforce a private company to give $200,000 for substance abuse treatment? I don't think you can.
I'm sure that they do it in other places.
The state system, the way it's set up, each return back to that county a percentage, I want to say it's 100. I have to go back and look. 170,000 in the past year or two that went back to substance abuse prevention. Some goes to treatment, and it's required. They can't not do it. But it has to go to this county, not New Hanover, not Pender, not Jones. And then money goes back to the state ABC system as well. And all the local bars have to purchase their liquor from the ABC system here in the county. It's Theo.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm sick of how you talk.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, take an aspirin.
You're
Call me in the morning.
You're real deplorable, let me tell you.
What
Did
way?
did you say Happy Martin Luther King's Day yesterday?
I
Did you
certainly
say that?
did.
We
He did.
Just checking, make
Yes.
sure, because I didn't hear the whole thing. Now listen to me. Never mind, Lazarus wants to privatize everything. We always want to give it to one person. That one person is going to make all the money, and the rest of us are going to sit here with nothing. Okay? Now tell me what's wrong with the liquor license, with the liquor people, the ABC, that the people are working for the government. They're getting their raises. They're getting their sick pay. They're getting their holidays, and at the end, there's a retirement pay. You go to New Jersey and work for a liquor store. Let me see what you get.
I'm not going to New
What
Jersey.
you're going to get in working for a liquor store while that guy is making millions of dollars on the liquor store.
Mhm.
He's got one or two people working for nothing.
So-
what are they paying? What do you think they're paying him? $8-9?
So-
And then all the money goes to them. Aren't you making money with the ABC stores and you're using it as a profit and you're using it throughout the states for other things?
I don't know what they're using all the money
Well,
for.
why are you talking like that then?
I don't know
Why
what
you
they.
aggravate me?
Why do you want? Do you want?
I love you,
do
Theo.
you want every store in the country to be, federally controlled or state controlled?
Yes.
Oh my lord!
What do you mean, oh my lord? The
Welcome to
people are
Moscow.
making- the people are making good money, and they got a retirement, and also the state is making money from the ABC stores and using that money for other things, for all of us.
Hmm.
You got it? You privatize. What happened with your friend that he closed the motor vehicle just not too long? What happened to those people? What happened
The
to them?
state closed them down.
Yeah, okay, so what happened to his workers? He had that place for 30 years. He made plenty of money. The government has to get some of these places so we can all profit from it, not just one person. Rayford, how are you going to get?
I'm not even sure what you're saying now.
What am I saying?
The local company was controlled by the state. He hired the employees. They were not being paid by the state. They were not state employees. They did not get a retirement.
Exactly. Well, talk to the girl you got across the way from you, Lee. Tell him what you were working for the government. What are you getting right now for working 30 years? Tell him.
I'm getting a wonderful retirement.
Exactly. What do you get with these private? You get guts. You know what guts is? Look it up.
Well, a lot of it depends if that private business has a retirement
Yes.
program for their employees, and a lot of them do.
Those people don't have no retirement. Go find yourself a liquor store owner in New Jersey and tell him how much he's paying for the people and what he's giving them. He's giving them nothing. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, after 10 years, you see it's goodbye to you if you don't like it. So why should these people go work for these private? Let me give you another example. The oil company, the oil in Iraq, the oil in other countries is run by the government and the people. The oil now, the people are getting something out of it. You give it to the Koch brothers. Who's making money, Rayford?
They're not
Who's making
making
money?
the people in Iraq and other locations. Let's
Yeah.
Let's go to Venezuela. The country
Yeah,
is
okay.
owned by the government. Do you know that the top dogs there, they make gold? They have gold-plated toilets. The
Okay.
people there don't make any money.
Okay, we're not talking about Venezuela. We're talking about United States. You give the government to run these things, okay? We all profit from it.
No, we
And
won't.
the people make good money and they get a retirement, just like Lee did.
First of all,
Okay?
the federal government and the state governments, they do not make money. They steal money from me and you.
Okay. Listen.
Whoa,
All right,
this is
we-
getting
We got to take a break anyway.
It's getting crazy.
I love you, Theo.
Bye.
Okay,
Appreciate
take
it.
it easy.
Thank you, Theo.
I
Talk
love
nice, okay?
Theo.
Talk nice.
I'm
I
talking
agree.
nice. You're
I
live
agree,
on local
Theo.
Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back with Web.
Your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 451281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan office of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today. It's Lane DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
Wismart and Chappie's Chicken. And for over 50 years, Great Gas and Oil Company can be comfortable year-round with quality heating and cooling products and dependable service. In addition to heating and air conditioning service, Great Gas and Oil Company does generators, tankless water heaters, and quality appliance repair. For service, 347-7138. Locally owned and operated by Jerry and Jeff Allen and Bobby and Louise Williams.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM. WSM.
You know, where else would you expect to find a retired Marine, one who loves boating and fishing, other than as the owner, along with his wife and kids, of a marina? But there's more to Tideline Marine than just being a marina. Sure, they have boat slips on the water and some storage space for boats on trailers on their lot. They also have a line of the top-of-the-line Aloha pontoon boats for sale. Don't wait until the weather heats up. That's when everyone will want a new boat. The smart shoppers are looking January and February, knowing that dealers like Tideline have a better selection now. Think about it. When are most boat shows held? In the middle of the winter, when we begin looking. Along with Aloha pontoon boats, Tideline offers the Lund fishing boats. Though they're aluminum, they're so much more than the typical John boats of yesteryear. And of course, if you're like me, you want a boat that can take you offshore where the big fish like to play. Tideline has 3 center console aqua sports right now waiting for you. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Westerly winds 10 to 15 knots offshore today, seas 3 to 5 feet, except 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 6 seconds, and rivers of moderate chop, patchy fog this morning. Be careful out there. Small craft advisory in effect from this evening through Wednesday morning. And on Wednesday, northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 3 to 5 footers. Dominant period 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds on Thursday 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 3, looking much more better. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, right after 3 this morning, there will be patchy fog, so please be careful. We got kids getting on school buses. Otherwise, during the day, cloudy, a high of 61, and gusty winds with gusts as high as 15 miles
Here
an hour.
comes the bad news.
Tonight, cloudy and with it's going to be 23, guys. Gusts as high as 21 miles an hour. Tomorrow, sunny, high of only 40. This is a terrible forecast. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 20.
It's
And
getting
on
worse.
Thursday, sunny, high. Yeah, y'all don't even want to know what Saturday night's high is going to be. It's just bad.
Saturday night's low.
I mean, low. Yeah. Low and high, but yes.
Teens.
Yeah. 16.
Yeah, it's all about the same cold.
The big one's 6.
It is, yeah, frigid. Who's this?
We should have Travis.
Is this Travis?
I am Travis. I thought I was going to go to a screener and I'd tell them who I was and introduce myself.
No, we are the screener.
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning, Travis.
All right.
Travis Wilson. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Morning. How you guys doing?
Getting ready for frigid weather.
Yeah, I was thinking what happened to neutral report, and you can't say this is bad weather. It might be good weather for somebody.
Well,
not here.
Then they need to go check into the hospital for a
Yeah,
while.
it's too cold. Yes.
Well, so you have thrown your hat into the ring, the political ring, and you are running for North Carolina Labor Commissioner.
Yes, ma'am. Current Commissioner of Labor is retiring. Well, retiring. He's not running again.
Mhm.
Right.
So it's an open seat, and there's 4 of us who are running.
Okay.
Right.
Now, I was asked a few minutes ago, just before you came on, what does the Commissioner of Labor actually do? So Lee and I both popped up with a couple things.
Mhm.
And like elevators, you check on elevators for one thing.
Yeah, I was out campaigning in Catawba County, and a guy asked me, so Commissioner of Labor, is that in charge of like childbirthing? Well, that'll be a shock to me. The Commissioner of Labor has 3 divisions within the Department of Labor, and one of those divisions is safety. So that's things like boiler safety and elevators. I don't know, because elevators and amusement park rides are the same. There's got to be a term to combine those kinds of machines. That's why Sherry Berry got so famous for putting her face inside the elevators, her image. It's just saying, I certify that this elevator is safe.
Mhm.
They also do a lot of OSHA compliance. And for those of you, you're a little bit further east than this, but if you go a little bit west from where you are, you get into blueberry country.
Yes.
Different kinds of farming are more labor intensive. So I was told that hog farming, you basically just go out there, you put out some tubes, you hit some buttons, and you're done by noon. But you've actually got to have a lot of labor. And the Migrant Housing Act of 1996 in North Carolina placed the licensing of the housing that the migrant workers stay in under the auspices of the Commissioner of Labor.
Really?
So Pender County, Bladen County, I talked to a blueberry farmer in Bladen County who said that at peak blueberry season, they'll have 500 migrant H-2A.
Wow.
So these are people with visas, H-2A visa workers housed on their property. And that has to be licensed by the Commissioner of Labor.
So you have
I
to
don't
go
know
out and
how far
inspect
out
it.
your, what? Go ahead.
That means you have to go inspect these houses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, the department does. I don't know how far out your radio signal goes, but you might have listeners in Bladen and Pender. who,
In Pender for
are
sure.
impacted by
Not
that.
so much in Blade, but
Yeah,
Pender.
definitely
yes.
Pender.
Pender, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 90% of blueberries in North Carolina come from those 3 counties: Pender, Bladen, and Sampson.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so and tobacco is another one that's high labor requirement.
Yeah.
But that's why it's not a sexy office, because it's things like this: OSHA compliance at the state level.
Yeah, I dealt with
implementation
OSHA a
of
lot.
regulations. Now, 19 made it, of course, much more in the limelight, because I was going to enforce mask mandates and this kind of thing. I had somebody message me the other day asking about a new rule, because the Department of Labor has extensive rule and enforcement investigative powers. Someone asked me about a new rule that the current commissioner has put in place requiring a exposure control plan for multi-employers in the state. And this exposure control plan would require that that employers educate their employees on how to respond to airborne illnesses and what airborne illnesses are. And so I'm the only. I say I'm the only laborer running for commissioner of labor. Right, I'm a grocery stalker.
Okay.
So when I see that we're going to require that employers educate their employees, I know what that means is CBT. So in the grocery stocking business, and I'm sure in others, it's called computer-based training, right? It's where you have to pay the person to be there because taking CBTs is a part of the job. So you're being paid to do it, and you take that person away from the job they're doing, and you sit them in front of a computer, and they watch videos, and at the end of all the videos, you hit a little button that says "I agree," and then the whole team is way behind. And I don't know that I like the idea of giving corporations more influence over defining airborne illnesses and implementing. I mean, so I was as a grocery stalker during the whole pandemic, or really it's the lockdown, during the lockdown. And I remember running up and down aisles with a mask on my face, carrying 50-pound bags of dog food. And you know how you see people in grocery stores, they go and they pick up that one box of water or a package of water, 24 bottles,
right,
and they make a big deal out of it, and they make I do that like hundreds of times, right? And I got a mask on, and I just remember it being miserable. I'm thinking some guy sitting in an office somewhere who's never been in a store like this is patting himself on the back, So there are things like that I have been given a perspective on because I'm actually on the front lines. I'm actually the guy. Like, I don't know why any of my opponents would have any reason to know what a CBT is. They're not, they're not that guy who has to take that.
Well, I have a question. This is Kelly. I have a
Yes,
question
ma'am.
for you. So, this is North Carolina, and it gets hot here. And I know that North Carolina doesn't have a lot of laws in place to protect people that work in the heat, which I've never understood. And I'm born and raised in North Carolina, so I've lived here, other than moving away periodically and coming back. I mean, it's hot, even down here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any thoughts on, maybe making rules or protections for people that actually do work in the heat?
Yeah. So one of my opponents who's a lawyer says that we already have federal laws in place that cover this. I have to educate myself on this because I'm not a lawyer. But I do believe, so I'm a consistent, so I've been keeping regulations to a bare minimum, but I also believe in there should be a minimum. Right now there's a rule saying that telephone pole workers cannot climb a pole, somebody watching them, so you can fall off. So I'd have to educate myself on whether or not, the federal law covers it. But I'm 100% in the things that are going to protect workers because let's be honest, when I was working at Walmart stocking, someone said, "Don't break your back because they'll just replace you," right?
Mm-hmm.
So can't always rely on to look out for the little guy, and that's the reason the Department of Labor exists.
Okay.
That's right.
But I do have to educate myself more on
Well, I was thinking because if there's no law or rule in place, there's nothing for corporation to enforce. There's,
Well, it's a federal law.
Yeah.
At the federal level, there are,
yes, but I mean,
because a lot of the rules that are enforced by the Department of Labor are either mandated by the General Assembly.
okay.
Right. So
That's true.
I was talking to one guy and he was saying, it was a convoluted conversation, but the basic thing is that autonomy.
Yeah, you were
So
dropping
we
out
really
there for a
just
second,
had-
Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We
Right.
pretend to have a lot of state autonomy, but a lot of it is really just the federal government tells us to do something, and then we put the letters NC in the front.
Got it.
So it's NC OSHA instead of just OSHA.
Hey, Travis, this is Lee. I
yeah.
wanted to ask you a question. Are you brushing up on your
Yes,
OSHA compliance rules and regulations? Because you're going to have your hands full, Commissioner of Labor, doing that.
Oh yeah, no, it's quite. No, I was talking to a lady in Burke County, and that's what she said. She says, "Oh, that's her job is complying with OSHA for a transportation company, trucking company."
Right.
And she says, like, I don't understand this. I don't know. She started messaging me, asking me stuff. I was like, I gotta look up on some of that stuff. And it's an abyss. It's quite. You know, we've had many years to add to the list of rules requirements, but yeah, that's a big part of what the job is safety compliance.
Travis, are you getting around to all of the counties?
Yeah, so I like to say I've been from Edenton to Franklin, just because I'm tired of people in Manio. I've been to Chowan County. That's how I figured out it's pronounced Chowan.
Yes, I love
actually asked the
Chowan.
guy on the street. And I've been out to Macon County, and I've been to a lot of places in between.
Okay.
But the reality is, okay, so I heard you guys earlier talking about the presidential caucuses, right?
Right.
If Haley manages to pull out an upset in New Hampshire, it'll drive up turnout in North Carolina. So we're looking. I've talked to people who say they anticipate 1.2 million voters in the primary.
Okay.
It is impossible to meet even a fraction of that. But I think you could, and this is what I've been. This has been the whole strategy I've been going with, is that I can influence a couple thousand, so that if it comes close, then my work closes the gap.
Okay. Well, good.
But think about just the cost of, even if you want to look back at, this is the political nerd in me coming out now. Look back at the race in E.C. Sykes and Chad Brown. E.C. spent $500,000 and barely beat Chad Brown, who spent maybe $70,000, because it's so hard to get enough money to reach 1 million voters. And they say you got to talk to someone 4 times before that person remembers you. So now think about the cost of a mailer once to 1 million people, and then think of the cost 4 times to 1 million people. So I'm out there. I'm hitting as many people as I can, and hopefully the activists, the type that the people in the neighborhood go, well, that person's active, so I'm going to ask them what he thinks about this or that.
Sure.
And hopefully multiply the impact.
Okay. Travis, for your call.
Thank you, Travis.
And good luck with
for
good luck
letting
with
me
the
on.
primary.
Yes.
Look, if you are
Yeah,
down
thank
this
you.
way, come in here. You can come in the studio.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about 3 hours out there. So yeah, I'll have to
Just get up
prioritize
with
that.
Yeah. Let's get up with Lee. All right. Well,
All
good
right.
luck to
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Travis.
Have a
Stay
good one.
warm.
Have a good day.
Yeah, be warm. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WDSME. We'll be right back.
Flatwoods Outfitters of Hubert looks forward to serving you throughout the new year with all your sporting arm needs and personal safety. Located at 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert between Jacksonville and Swansboro, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest sporting and firearm facility. Flatwoods Outfitters has a long gun or pistol in stock to fit your need, whether for hunting or personal safety. Take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to practice or to learn how to safely operate your firearm, which Flatwoods highly recommends. At Flatwoods, you can sight in your scope to be sure of perfect accuracy to Baghdad trophy. They carry all the major brand names of long guns, shotguns, and pistols, as well as ammunition. If you are interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can assist with that also. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator Here for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com. And follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax. We're on the way.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
We're back to an earlier because we have other things happening. Chris Marks, good morning, sir. How are you?
How's everybody?
Hey, Chris.
We're hanging in here.
Go ahead, Rayford.
I know what you're going to go after. Go ahead.
That was an interesting guest.
Oh, you already know? Okay. I'm probably going to throw you for a loop on this. Let me address Theo real quick.
That's the one.
We love Theo.
There is a way for grocery stores to sell liquor, and the tax money go back to the specific county and city and state that it goes to, and that's called a franchise tax.
Yep.
And it's earmarked to go directly back to that county and to that city for what purposes they find to use it for.
It's the same as sales tax.
Sure, but it's on top of a sales tax.
Right.
So, for example, local cable operators back in the day had franchise fees to serve those specific counties and cities. What they did is have a franchise tax that a percentage went to the state and a percentage went to the city and county to use towards what programs they wanted to use it for.
Correct.
So you earmark it for the ones that the good ones that Kelly was mentioning, and that takes care of, the boom. And those companies do have most grocery stores and stuff have retirement plans and have good pay for their employees, even though we check ourselves out sometimes at the grocery stores. We can always complain about ourselves and ask ourselves, we're going to be working for ourselves in the store. So, there's an answer for that one. So although maybe New Jersey doesn't do it that way, there's a possibility if that's another way. If you wanted to sell liquor in stores.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that's the way it would work in North Carolina, and it's a good likelihood that it works that way in New Jersey as well.
Right.
As far as I do not think every person, every worker in this country should be working for the federal government or their state government or even their county government. We got plenty of people doing that now. Just to get a retirement, that's just kind of out there.
It is, and if people look here just in Onslow County itself, there's some somewhat discrepancies in retirement benefits. I know Lee mentioned the benefits she received from the Postal Service.
Yes,
I received benefits from my career. Radio didn't have benefits, as you know, Rayford. Back
it certainly doesn't.
It doesn't.
No, it was called get paid for doing a remote. But anyway, to answer Theo, yeah, there is a way that can be done. Two other issues. First, happy National Fig Newton Day and National Nothing Day, except
Fig Newton.
In this particular,
I like
Fig Newton Day.
I love Fig Newtons.
Back before the 19th century,
I like Wayne Newton.
doctors recommended pastries with fruit in it for their patients, and so Fig Newtons filled the prescription, for lack of a better term. National Nothing Day is the day to celebrate nothing except today.
Why?
Except today, and Lee, believe you know why.
Okay, just keep it to yourself.
Okay, I'm gonna But Rayford and Kelly did.
No, I was keeping it quiet.
Do nothing day.
Very quiet.
Yeah, do nothing day.
Do nothing day. Okay, late. Also, don't forget for everybody, the Board of Education meeting is coming up. And it's
Tomorrow?
Yes.
6
interesting.
o'clock. County Commissioners is
interesting.
tomorrow also.
Oh, yes, it's a double header day.
Yeah.
And both should be interesting. But especially the evening session should be interesting. So with that, I wish you three the blessed day that you should have, and keep up the good work.
Thanks,
Getting
Chris.
the truth out.
Chris, we appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
You're live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 11:20 a.m. WSME, and whenever this cursor finds the right button, there we go. It got lost. We'll be right back.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your book for great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
In a season of falling temperatures and rising energy bills, your local Bryant professional always ready, standing by to protect your home's comfort and defend you from uncomfortable temperatures and the higher energy bills associated with them. Ready to do whatever it takes for your home, family, and you to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Because when the temperature falls, that's when your local Bryant professional turns up the heat efficiently.
Call Downey Heating and Air Conditioning 4311 and let them keep you comfortable this winter. Downey Heating and Air Conditioning, serving our community for over 25 years. Also, Down East can help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today at 346-311.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Hey, make sure you join Pig Perks Rewards and earn 1 point for every $1 spent. Family pack T-bone steaks, $9.99 a pound. Boneless chuck roast, just $4.99 a pound. 2-pound bag. Bright Leaf hot dogs, $7.99. Whole Boston butt, $1.59 a pound. Half-cut boneless strip loin, $5.99 a pound. Western style pork ribs, just $2.59 a pound. Jumbo pack fryer drumsticks or thighs, $1.19 a pound. What a steal. You can always find certified Angus beef and Sanderson Farm chicken at the Pig. 2-pound bag seedless mandarins, just $3.99 a bag. 1 pint sweet blueberries, just $3.99. Tart almonds, 49 cents each. Crisp green cabbage, 79 cents a pound. 1 pound bag sweet baby carrots, $1.49. California navel oranges, 59 cents each. Zucchini or yellow squash, $1.99 a pound. And 3 6-packs, half-liter Coke or Sprite, just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street on the Richlands Highway, Jacksonville, and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big pig.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Phew, okay, what a day, what a day, what a day. It's 7:54. We got news coming on in 5 minutes or so, so hang around for that, and then we'll be back on the other side of that as well. So,
Well, I got something.
Good.
Happy birthday, Lee.
Is it Lee's birthday?
Today is Lee's birthday.
Really?
Yep.
Why don't I know that?
Because you don't want anybody to know.
Yeah, Chris was trying to.
Oh, that's a secret.
Yeah, I was trying to keep him from. Oh, thank you, Kelly.
You're
Hey,
most
happy
welcome.
birthday.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Avery. I was just trying to lay low. Thanks a lot, Kelly.
You're welcome.
I'll put that on the calendar so I'll know it from now on.
I will remind you. Yeah.
I
I
used to
remembered
get
it
the-
yesterday, and then I was like, okay, I gotta do something. And then I had what I wanted to pull together last minute wasn't gonna be able to happen. So
Oh,
next year
what
it's
did you
on.
want to do?
well, I'm glad.
I was gonna have a stripper come in here and
What?
lap dance her while on the air. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, what are you available, Chris?
Oh my God. Okay. This is why I don't say anything.
But y'all, for real, it's Lee's birthday today. So if you see her, tell her happy birthday.
No, thank
But I will not sing to you, just so you know. At least not
Neither
on
will
air.
I.
Yeah.
I tried that once. It's not good.
It's not good. Not
Yeah,
good.
it's just terrible.
Well, Chris, thanks anyway, Chris, because I know you were trying and I was shutting you down.
I on a birthday, which is hadn't been a whole lot to it, but let's see who this is first.
Got
Okay.
a caller. Let's see who this one is. Good morning. Who's this?
Hello, this is Michelle Morrow.
Hello, Michelle.
hello.
Martin. You're a couple of minutes early, but that's good.
Yes, I just figured I'd give you some time to
Okay.
make sure that you could hear me and all that.
I got you.
Absolutely.
As long as you're not on a speakerphone, you're good.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm fine.
All right.
You want me to call back though?
No, we can go ahead and start talking right now. No problem.
Yeah, and just
We'll
so
have to-
you know, in 4 minutes we have to take a 60 seconds Fox News break in 4 minutes, but we'll let you know and then we'll jump right back into it.
Yeah, we just put you on hold for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
All right, for a minute.
Right.
So you got a big race coming up.
Yes, sir. I'm already in the middle of it, running hard.
Anybody catching you?
Hopefully not.
All right, just stay ahead of the pack. That's the,
Yeah, that's right.
First question, Michelle, this is Kelly. Where are you from, just so people will know? First thing.
I live in Cary, North Carolina, outside of Raleigh.
Oh, why
yeah,
you
I
do
love
that driving?
Cary.
Nope,
Yeah.
I drive through there a lot to go to my mom's, and I hate that traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Props to you for that right there.
Well, I have to say I used to live in Charlotte, so this has nothing on Charlotte.
Oh, that's a
So
yikes.
that-
Okay.
Right.
So what are some of the things that, if you are elected, that you would like to focus on?
Well, day one, I'm going to defund DEI, the diversity, equity, and we've got to get rid of this radical agenda and focus on academics. I want to ensure that no one leaves elementary school until they have mastered math and reading. I think that we just keep pushing our children along from grade to grade, and we're not doing them any service in doing that. The safety in our schools has got to be a top priority for our funding. We need to do a forensic audit and go through and figure out where we can programs and contracts that we've made that are not having a direct impact on safety, scholastics, or teacher training and retention. Those are going to be kind of my focal point.
Okay. All right. So I have a few questions for you, just as a parent and a grandparent. Do you have children? Are they in school, or are they school, or are they grown? That's my first question.
I have 5 kids, and my first 4 have all graduated.
Okay.
I have my 5th child is in 6th grade right now.
Okay.
He is currently, we just put him into a small Christian private school because he was going to be left. I had homeschooled for 16 years. My kids were in public school for the first few years, and then they've been in private for a couple years. And then as we got more and more private, so then I did homeschool. So I've done everything, and I think it gives me a really good perspective on kind of what the benefits and the pitfalls of each school choice option are.
Okay. I know we're getting ready to have to take that Fox News.
Yeah, why don't we
break.
go
I
ahead
don't
and
want to
take
ask
the
any
break?
more questions yet.
Yeah, but don't go away, Michelle.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME and WSME 971.com. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. Former President landslide victory over his opponents in last night's Iowa caucuses.
It would be so nice if we could
come together and straighten out the world and straighten out the problems and straighten out all of the death and destruction that we're witnessing. That's practically never been like this. It's just so important.
He secured 51% of the vote. Ron DeSantis came in second over Nikki Haley. DeSantis telling supporters,
I am not going to make any excuses, and I guarantee you this, I will not let you down.
Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy suspended his campaign, throw his support behind Donald Trump. And it was the coldest caucus night ever in Iowa, where wind chills had it feeling like 30 below zero. The cold is still gripping much of the country. Nearly 1,200 flights have been canceled. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and real talk.
And we're back, and on the phone with us is state school superintendent candidate. I'm trying to get all the buttons here in the right spot. Michelle Morrow. Michelle, we're back. I hope you're still with us.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, trying to get all the buttons going at the same time. What I was trying to type was a real thrill. You just can't do that. I ran out of hands and fingers.
I can't type and talk. Never been able to do that.
No, unless you're saying what you're typing.
Okay, now you had another question.
Yeah,
Kelly.
I do have I have a couple questions, and I had somebody text me a question. So one of my question is, do you have any plan or thoughts on how to raise the competency levels in our schools throughout the state? Because I think our reading and math scores are not where they even remotely need to be.
Yes, absolutely. The first thing we need to do is we need to integrate back into our reading program phonics, and it needs to be the focal of our elementary school. Reading and math needs to be the foundation of what they do. And we absolutely need other things, like you can have history lessons in there and science experiments and and things like that. But really, that needs to be the focal point. So I would return to a phonics program. There are excellent programs out there. The problem is that we have streamlined everybody, and we're demanding that everybody be in the same class all day long. And I really think that we're doing a disservice to our kids in terms of reading and math. I think that to empower our teachers, we are overloading our teachers with children that have, the very basic. Many kids, especially in our elementary schools, are coming and they don't even speak English. So the teachers have everything but from non to children that are very gifted and talented. And so you probably have about 5 different levels of ability in reading and in math. And I think that it's time for us to go back to what we used to have back in the early 2000s, when we had an 88% competency in reading and math here in North Carolina. And that was like allowing teachers to specialize. Like if you have 5 first grade teachers, for instance, one teacher can really focus on the kids that are the beginning readers, or they are struggling to stay at grade level. And then another teacher goes with the next level up. And so you can be all together for all of the other classes. But I think for those 2 subjects that are so for all future learning, I think we need to help our teachers, and we need to allow our children to be in a setting where things are not going over their head, nor are they too simple so that they're getting bored and they're not being. That's what I would say for the reading. For the math, we've got to get back to learning our math facts and just that straight memorization of the basic 4 functions, whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, as well as I think before they have left elementary school, you need to master fractions and decimals and percentages and money. I think all of those things are the foundation that we can build upon once they go into middle school.
And I've mentioned several times over the years, back in the days when I was a television news director, I would periodically get a letter from somebody who was an inmate in the Department of Corrections here in North, bemoaning his plight or her plight. Most of the time they were men, and talking about how bad conditions were and this and this and that. I checked on many of them. They were high school graduates. But if you would, it's something like a kindergarten student would be writing a letter.
Right.
They couldn't spell. They couldn't perform any kind of sentence structure whatsoever. It was awful. And they were in prison. How did they get through the high school level without being able to read and write?
They pass them on.
Well, tragically, we keep lowering the bar of expectation, and we are unfortunately pushing children from grade because we want to get funding and because we're looking at stats and data rather than looking at the academic outcome. And it really is, it's really creating a crisis of future, not only for our individual students, but for us as a state. And that's one of the issues that needs to be addressed, because when we have nearly 2/3 of our students across North Carolina that are not able to be passing their competency exams at the end of a year, and this is throughout all the grades. They start testing in 3rd grade, but from 3rd through 12th, why are they going on to the next grade? We should be seeing, children being kept back at that same rate if they're not passing. Why have the tests to measure how they're doing if we're not going to then use those results to help them to be successful? And so I think really what we've done here in North Carolina, and honestly throughout the country, is we've adopted this U.S. Department of Education political and it's political. It's racially divisive. It's academically weak. It's sexually explicit. We've adopted this kind of social experiment that we're doing on our children rather than focusing on academics and career preparedness and character development in our school. We've got to get back to that, and I think that's what I want to do.
Let me make sure I heard you. Did you say that 2/3 of the students each year are not passing the competency test, but are going to the grade?
Yes, it's nearly 2/3. It's 42. I think the numbers are 42% in math and 43% in reading. But I could be switching those numbers. And see, it's different with different counties too. So there are counties that are doing well, and I mean, well by the standard of 60%, right? 60% are passing competency, and now we're looking at that as ooh, that's really doing well. And I say that in my book, that's still a D, right? We should be shooting for A's and B's in how our children are faring. But you're exactly right. That is what's happened. Is when I went for school board in 2020, that May, the statistics here in Wake County were that 93% of our high schoolers, seniors, were graduating, and yet less than 50 had passed their end of grade test. So what were we celebrating, and why were they being handed a diploma?
Wow. I don't know why. What can be done in other states?
Well, we used to be, the United States as a whole used to be number 1 in public education,
Right.
and now we're 22nd. We are hanging out at about 17th in the nation, but really it's not so much, as I said, this because it's coming from the U.S. Department of Education, it's really not any bragging rights to say that we're 17th. When you look at, for instance, the state of Oregon, they have completely removed all math and reading requirements to graduate. Like, they're not even expecting any academic prowess to be able to get a high school. And this is the problem. When you look at where we are compared to the rest of the world, we live in a global marketplace. Our children, and especially North Carolina, we are the number 1 to start a business. We're one of the number 1 places to live. We are the top of the game in places to come and vacation. There is zero reason why we are not number 1 in education in this country. And that's what the goal needs to be. We need to look at states who are being successful in math and reading and science and in, preparing our kids with trade skills or with associate degrees once they get out of high school, find out who's doing it well, and then we can duplicate that. We don't have to recreate the wheel. We just need to reprioritize how we're spending our classroom time and our funding.
I don't understand why they are, because ever since I've been alive, I've been following politics, and I've been alive a long time, from governor to governor to governor to governor, and every governor has campaigned on the promise of being your education governor.
Well, what that really means is I'm going to get more and more money for education. And sadly, we have over 50% of our state tax money goes to the educational system, the 12 system here in North Carolina. Last year, that budget was over $12 billion. On average, we're spending $11,000 per student per year. But the problem is we are spending this on, as I stated, a lot of political agendas. We are talking about, we're spending money to be assessing students' feelings through these, online surveys that we're doing. We're spending hundreds of millions of dollars in giving our children handheld devices from K through 12th grade. And we're also having to pay the IT staff. We're paying, for those things, as well as there's a lot of, last year, there were administrators in DPI that got 60% raises. And that happened 2 years in a row. And yet our teachers could barely eke out a 2. The problem is, the more that government, especially the U.S. Department of Ed, the more that they have their hands in our pot, the more programs that they enforce us to have, departments that they demand that we have, staff for. So you're looking at, we're very top heavy in administrative roles, and yet we can't fill our classrooms with teachers. Here, just in Wake County, we have been 400 teachers short of what is necessary for the last 3 years. This is criminal, because the teachers who are going to work, they can't do their job because now they have classes of 32 and 33 kids. And it's not fair to them, it's not fair to the students, and it's really not fair to anybody in North Carolina, because we can't hire people who are competent. The business owners are suffering and everything hinges on the quality of the educational system in North Carolina. We have to do better.
What are your views? This is someone asked me on special education classes.
Yes. Well, I think exceptional learners deserve an exceptional learning environment. And I believe that we have teachers who are trained specifically to deal with children who have learning needs that are separated apart, learning needs and also physical needs. So I think we really need to look at how we can, the children who really developmentally are not able to really do high level math. Potentially they won't be able to read at the levels that they need to be reading. I really think that we need to be helping them with life skills. We need to be partnering with outside organizations to see how they do this, because there are many organizations in North Carolina who offer job opportunities when children, with developmental delays and exceptional needs, when they get to be into their teen years, where they can go and have jobs, and they can have, they can have great friend groups, and they have social plans for them, so that they can have a really, I think we need to look at what a child's needs are. And there's, we have IEPs. And what is that for? That's an individual educational plan for people. So if you have a child that is let's say, extremely high on the autism spectrum, and they really have difficulty just even being in a classroom with all of the auditory stimuli and the visual stimuli and the confusion in our classroom, I think that they should be in a smaller classroom environment so that they can get what they need and not be really stressed during the day. What we're not recognizing is there needs to be a code of conduct in our classrooms. I'm talking to teachers around the state, teachers, many of whom have just recently left or they're thinking of leaving the profession. These are people who, not because they wanted to get wealthy, they know that they're not going to, but because they love children and young people and because they love to be able to teach. And right now, there's so little boundaries and consequence in classrooms. There's so little administrative backup for our teachers that there is chaos in these classrooms. And it's not fair to the teachers, it's not fair to the students, and that needs to be taken care of. And that's coming from the higher ups. That's from restorative justice, that came down with the Obama administration. We kind of took all the boundaries off and just said, we need to realize that, this person has this diagnosis or this person has this diagnosis, so they cannot listen or they cannot sit still. Well, I think it's time for us to not be allowing our young people to for not being self-controlled and doing the best that they can, right? I feel that strongly, that we are, as I said before, lowering the bar of expectation, and it should be high. Everybody, good, healthy, that helps us all to be our best. And so I want for our exceptional students to have an exceptional learning environment and not to be anxious and not to have the stresses that they have. Listen, I'm all for everyone being in a classroom setting together if there's boundaries, if there's order, if there's civility, if there's peace. But if that isn't happening, the children who are struggling the most are children who already have processing disorders and who already are stressed in being in a social environment with a lot of people. If we don't have order, that is only harming them.
Well, I think that, some kids with, for example, processing disorders may not be struggling in math. I know one in particular that actually is 2 grades above grade level in their math, but they will attend a special education classroom here just because it's a smaller level classroom. But I don't think that kid should have life skills. I think they just need extra time and just a smaller classroom setting, because not every kid with an IEP has the same IEP. There's some kids that are profoundly autistic, and then some that may just have general social anxiety, or they have ADHD that is semi-regulated with medicine. But let's be clear here, not all ADHD medicines help 100%. But I don't want those kids tossed aside and only focus on what some people consider the gifted and talented kids, because some of those gifted and talented kids are the worst of the bunch behavior-wise.
Right. Well, I agree with you 100%. So when I'm talking, the children that need the services, I am talking about children that are like high on autism spectrum and really not able to be sitting. Listen, my daughter had an IEP when she was in elementary school, and I get that, and I agree with you 100%. But what I'm saying is, and you're exactly right about the gifted and talented. And one of the problems is when we have children who are not being challenged, they're going to act out. Just as if you have children who are too challenged, that they're going to act out, right? So you've got kind of both ends of the spectrum. So what I'm saying is, exceptional learners, if it's just something that you're struggling in to pay attention, if you're just struggling, not that it's just, but if it's an ADD diagnosis, if it's somebody that has dysgraphia, if you have somebody that has dyslexia, they're all kind of lumped into exceptional learners, which I look at when you're talking about special needs children. That to me, as a nurse, that's more the children who have a lot of physical issues, right, that need to be dealt with. So I think that's kind of the difference. I'm not just saying anyone that has a learning issue needs to should be a year life skill. No, absolutely. And I'm saying that's just the children who we know that developmentally, whether it's, whatever it might be, that they're probably not going to be able to learn algebra, right? Like where they are. We still need to serve their needs. So I think that needs to be the difference. When we're talking about special needs, that in my mind, that's where I'm going as opposed to kind of children with more learning differences. Does that make sense? Like I'm looking at special needs being physical, more medical needs rather than developmental educational. So that's why I'm saying, maybe I don't know if that's clear.
All right, Michelle, I have a question. This is Lee. I have a question from a listener. And one last question, because then we have to go to break. But she would like to know what you plan on doing differently than our current superintendent, which is Catherine Truitt, knowing she is limited by the State Board of Education having the final say.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think you do not have legislative power. You need to have persuasive power. When you don't have the gavel, you need to have the megaphone. And there has been so much going on in our educational system in the state of North Carolina that has not been brought to the public through our current superintendent. And I will say there are many things that the superintendent absolutely controls. One of them is teacher licensure, trainings. The other one is our contracts that we have with, whether it's curriculum or spending for lunch program or IT or whatever it might be. And so she totally has oversight over that, as well as the budgeting needs for the entire state. So this is the thing. She also sets the agenda for the State Board of Education. So if you don't have a vote, you should be going in there with ideas and solutions that the people will want to vote on, because education is the most uniting issue in this entire state. It doesn't matter your race, your religion, or your politics. Everyone wants our children to be well educated and prepared to be, productive and critically thinking adults. Everyone, period. And so in a state school board, we should be able, the superintendent should be able to put forth ideas and put forth ideas for policies that we can uphold the laws of North Carolina that both sides of the aisle are going to want to vote on if we all have the same goal in mind of academic excellence.
Okay. Michelle, thank you. We appreciate the time this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, good luck. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll take a break, and we got some weather coming up. If you look outside in some areas, there's already some fog right around us. We'll see you in a minute.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only carpet protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Serious Smart Strand Forever Clean Carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online. At Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry, the Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lingen and Associates Family Dentistry.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality trained systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-241-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back. And like I said, there's some patchy fog out there. Lee will tell you more about it in a minute. Kelly had to take her leave. She got with this morning. You know, you might expect, if you look real hard at a retired Marine who loves fishing and loves boating, why would you think that he would do anything else but buy a marina? He and his wife and kids, they bought a marina. They bought Tideline Marine. There's more to Tideline Marine than being just a marina, too. Sure, they have boat slips on the water for storage space for boats on trailers to rent. They also have a line of the top of the line Aloha pontoon boats for sale. Got 4 of them. Don't wait until the weather heats up. That's when everyone will want a new boat. The smart shoppers start looking in January and February, knowing that the dealers like Tideline have a better selection now. Think about it. When are most boat shows held? In the middle of the winter, when we begin looking. Along with the Aloha boats, Tideline offers the Lund fishing boats. Though they're aluminum, they're so much more than the typical John boats of yesteryear. And of course, if you're anything like me, you want a boat that can take you offshore where the big fish like to play. Maybe that's why I've got 2 boats, one for the inshore, one for the offshore. Tideline has 3 center console aqua sports waiting for you, and they're beautiful boats, by the way. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street, on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Got a small craft advisory that will go into effect this evening, and it will last through tomorrow morning. Westerly winds offshore today, 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, except 2 to 4 near shore. Dominant period 6 seconds. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Patchy fog this morning. It's out there now. I can see it up in the trees. Wednesday, tomorrow, northwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25, diminishing to 10 to 15 this Wednesday afternoon. Seas 3 to 5 in 7 seconds. Sounds and rivers will be choppy, but that will diminish to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Southwesterly winds on Thursday, 5 to 10 knots. Nice. Thursday's your day. Sounds and rivers, a light chop. Seas only 2 to 3 feet.
Very nice. Okay, today we have a 60% chance of showers, cloudy with patchy fog until 11 a.m. Highs near 61, west wind 3 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight, a 30% chance of rain early this evening with a low around 24. We're expecting 3 to 9 inches of snow.
What?
I was just kidding. I was just making sure you're paying attention. North wind 9 to 13 miles per hour, gust as high as 21. Well, you got the fireplace.
Yeah.
With a high near 41. Wednesday night, clear with a low of 20. 20.
It's going to get worse.
Thursday night, a chance of rain, mostly cloudy with a low of 38. And Friday, partly sunny with a high of 52. too. So it's going to be a little bit for the next couple days into the weekend. So everybody bundle up.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Here's my little buddy.
Hey.
Hey, Tim, what's up?
Well, hey, Tim.
Well, little down here, Lord have mercy, by God, Georgia. And I got the call. I got the call this morning, a big call. I've got to come on here and say a little something. Say a little something. Are y'all ready for a little something?
Let me hear something.
All right. Happy birthday, baby.
I think you appreciate
You're
that.
a 29-year-old lady. Right on. You're so sweet and not a meanie. We still want to see you in a purple bikini. So happy birthday, baby.
She's crying.
Oh, you got me teared up.
I knew when Chris called what he was trying to say.
And I wasn't letting him.
I should have took a bigger drink of liquor last night.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Is it
Sounded great.
snowing where you're at?
Down in
You
Georgia.
know you weren't going to get away with
Atlanta
that.
has. Yeah, I should have known. I should have known. Yeah, Chris was trying his best. I just kept just changing the subject on him. But thank you very much, Tim.
I know you were. I know. And then I didn't realize it was your birthday until he was saying, oh, my birthday. And so, yeah, I had to thought, and I just thought it up. And when the lady came on and she was campaigning, I just refined it a little bit because it was a little rougher than what I was going to do.
I need a copy of that.
Yeah,
It's on
but
Facebook
happy
forever.
birthday.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's true. It's
I
on
know, I'm
Facebook
sorry.
forever.
But yeah, I got to come down here. I'm down here. I'm not quite to Fort Stewart yet. I'm almost there. I'll
Okay.
be there by 9:15.
Yeah.
And I got to come down and get a railroad machine. But yeah, happy birthday, sweetheart.
Thank you.
And what I will say, what tickled me about Theo, he don't want nobody to lose their job, their state job, and their benefits, and I understand that. And if you have a government job, you don't make any benefits. Well, you can make your own benefits. You live in the United States of America. And I know he talks about the poor folks and stuff like that, but I put money in this account every week. And when I get a certain amount of money in, I try to move it over into something else. And I know everybody can't do that, but if you've got a poor paying job, and you're working the philosophy, the slogan I've always heard all my life, if you've got a job, you can get a job.
That's right.
And you can go get you a better job. I left a corporation, came to a private company. I'm probably going to leave this private company pretty soon and go somewhere else.
I hope they're not listening.
I don't care. You know what they're going to do? Take away my birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I'm this right here. Let me tell you about truck driving. I'm going to say this. If you've got a checker and you're not driving a truck and you're healthy, don't know with you, and equipment haulers are very, very scarce.
They're in demand. That's for sure.
They are highly. It's bad when I got people calling me, "Hey, y'all, you know," and I love working over here. Promises were made, and some promises wasn't their fault. It was another fault, and I'm not upset with them. But you know, I told them, and I got two guys that worked with me, and they said, "Look, you got our blessing. We understand. We don't want you to leave, but we understand." And I told them, okay, but I gave them an alternative to what the first alternative was, and they're working on it.
Okay.
And I love what I do, but I'm going to listen to you. What, like I said, what are they going to do to it?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to understand you can make what you. It's hard. I understand some people don't make that much money. I feel like I don't Like that much money.
Yeah.
Do. I mean, I just seen a guy down there. He had already done it, but he hit the end of the guardrail right there before you get to the PD River and went right down in the bottom down there. And he's sitting there like he's parked. I see him sitting down there in that mud. Looked like he went down there and parked. He's upright.
That's going to be an expensive
I'm
tow.
guessing he's fine, but I don't know if he fell asleep. I don't know if he was texting. I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, I feel sorry for him. But it's going to cost something to get that thing out of there.
You better
I
believe
just
it.
hope he or she is all right. That's my only concern.
All
But
right.
now I'll let y'all
Thank you,
run.
Timmy.
I just wanted to say
Thanks,
that. Y'all
Tim.
be good.
Appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, bye. And we have another caller. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, guys. This is Curtis.
Hey, Curtis. How are you?
How's your mama, Curtis?
She's doing a whole lot better.
Good.
Yeah, she's back to her old ways, I guess you could say.
Good.
Well, I got to follow Tim. He's a strong suit to follow. But happy birthday.
Thank you so much, Curtis. I appreciate that.
Hey, yeah, on the caller that you had earlier that was running for the state superintendent, just wanted to try to get your feelings on what I think. You know, the world according to Curtis, I guess you could say. But anyway, I'm an unaffiliated voter. Okay, registered unaffiliated, and you know, when you know, she brought up a lot of good things, what she believes in, what she wants to change and stuff. But when the question was asked for children being in school, and
I saw this coming.
that they got them. I'm sorry.
I said, I saw this coming. I knew this was going to come. Good for you.
Yeah. They're in a private school, a private institution. You know, Donald Trump, Secretary of Education, when he appointed her, I mean, one of the first things, you know, she stated was her children have been in a private school, in a homeschool setting. I mean, I'm just thinking that when a person has their children in a private school setting, a homeschool setting, they kind of give up completely on the education program.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so probably about maybe 15, 20 years ago here in Oslo County, there was a very successful businessman locally that ran for Board of Education, but all of his children had went to a private, Christian school. But he was running for the Board of Education. He was taking his kids out of school. Well, he hadn't even taken kids out of school. He never even put them in public school. They always went to a Christian school, but yeah, he was running for public school, but he never was voted in. But anyway, just your thoughts on that, and I'll let you guys go. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Curtis, thank you. It is perhaps, and we should have followed up on that with her, but perhaps the reason she's running for superintendent, and maybe the same reason that other gentleman was running for the Board of Education, is because there was they did not see the school system as being what it should be, up to par, and they want to change it. So,
Yes.
I mean, that might be a reason too.
Interesting observation.
That would be
Curtis. I like
our
that.
response if I was asked that question and if I was running, and my kid was in private school. She was not. Neither is my
Right.
grandkid. You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. We'll be right back.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, I'll talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvement Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Great Gas and Oil Company. And of course, Wismart and Chappie's Chicken, located at 4111 Gum Branch Road. Right here in Jacksonville, 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert, has all you need when it comes to convenience for gas, cold beverages, and a great selection for quick pickup essentials. Enjoy fresh, not frozen, delicious meals at Chappie's Chicken, located inside Wismart, 11 Gum Branch Road and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert. So if you're in a hurry, get it all. Gas, ice cold beverages, convenience store items, and delicious, fresh, not frozen, Chappie's Chicken at Wismart. 4111 Branch Road, Jacksonville, and 633 Sandridge Road, Hubert.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Okay, we've got the caller on the line. Jennifer, hold on for just a minute. We're going to bring you some a wreck. It's not an accident. It's a wreck.
It's a wreck.
Yeah. So what happened? According to social media.
According to social media, two different reports, and they're pretty much the same. There is a school bus and 4 other vehicles involved in a wreck right at Piney Green in Halltown. Sources indicated that there's everybody on the school bus is fine.
Don't know about anybody else or what else happened or anything else. That's all we know.
It could have been.
Could have been. That many cars involved.
We just kept hearing sirens.
Lots of sirens.
Responders were out there quick.
Yeah, so the good news is none of the kids were hurt.
Yes,
apparently,
that's what the social media posts say, that driver and children are fine.
Okay. Hey, Jennifer, what's up? Jennifer, are you there? Where'd you go? Jennifer.
She went to refill that coffee cup.
Jennifer, where are you? Jennifer.
She'll call back.
I hear her in the background.
Oh.
Hey, Jennifer, where are you?
Oh, now she's calling on the other line.
Maybe she couldn't hear us. Jennifer, is that you?
Hey.
There she is.
Yeah, this is me.
Yeah.
When I realized you were going to the commercial, I just hung up and said I'd call back.
Okay.
But first of all, happy birthday, Lee. And no,
Thank
I'm
you,
not
Jennifer.
going to sing to you. I want you to have a good birthday.
Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate you.
The Lord did not bless me with that. But I wanted to call in and give probably what's going to be a couple of very unpopular opinions
Go
on
ahead.
the whole teacher, all of that.
We do that every day. Go ahead.
I agree. Yeah, teachers are very underpaid. I also agree that everything has gotten very lax with the students as far as passing them from grade to grade to grade without them being proficient in things. But at the same time, I don't know how many of y'all are privileged to read letters, notes, emails, whatever from teachers, or to see teachers and assistant teachers on social media, and they can't spell. Punctuation is out the window with them. They do not know the difference between Y-O-U-R and Y-O-U apostrophe R-E.
Mhm.
There's a difference in TO and TOO.
Yes.
And if they're not going to take the time to spell correctly when they are emailing a parent, I don't receive them. I'm not, but I have seen them. If they don't take the time to spell correctly doing that kind of stuff or on social media, are they really taking the time to do it correctly in the classroom?
Wow.
The students are absorbing what the teachers are writing down and that. And I'm going to take it a step forward and very, very, very unpopular opinion, but teachers really and truly need to be held to a higher standard. In my opinion, if you go into a school, you ought to be able to tell the difference immediately in a teacher and just somebody that's there delivering pizzas or a parent. Teachers don't carry themselves like teachers used to. I'm not saying they need to be in a three-piece suit or a pantsuit or a dress every day, but they shouldn't be trying to fit in so much with the students. It's like parents that want to be their kids' best friend. No, you need to be their parent. And teachers don't need to be their students' best friend. They need to be their teachers. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well,
that's just how
I totally understand how you feel. And one of the things about typing on these stupid things called telephones and trying to do that with two thumbs or whatever they use. And I know they can do it fast, but they don't do it accurately. And apparently you can put down some words like your and your, and either one of them passes the spell check, the smell test, as I call it. So it doesn't correct it for you.
The talk to text, they just push a little microphone and say it, and they don't go back and check it.
Yep.
A very, very funny story. Corey, our son, Carr, it was after Terry had his stroke, and he sent his dad a picture of, I don't know, it was something about the motor of what he had done. And Terry at that time was still having, which he still does, he has a hard time with his typing, and he did the talk to text thing, didn't read it, just hit send. Well, what he said was, looks great, better than I can do. Corey called me, and he was like, Mom, what in the world is my daddy saying? I said, oh, no, son. He received a text that said, great, better than Oxycontin. That is the text that Corey received from looks great, better than I can do. So just goes to show you need to take the time to read that before you.
I like that story. That's good.
Yeah, we still laugh about that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, we're coming up on 7 years since Terry had his stroke.
No.
But we still laugh about that. Anytime something looks good, we'll say it's better than Oxycontin.
All right, Jennifer, thank you.
Y'all have a great day.
You too, Jennifer.
Boy,
Thanks.
That's a laugh for the day. I like that. Robin, how are you?
I like that.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to call and wish Lee a happy birthday.
Thank you, Robin.
You went around the sun for another 365 days. And just wanted to call and wish. I can't sing like Tim. I'm not even going to try to sing like Tim.
No, but you got me a present, right?
We did. Kelly got you a present. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
It's a new car.
Kidding. It's my
what?
truck paid off.
It's a new car.
It's a new car.
No, but anyway. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Thanks,
It's
Robin.
funny how you and I have met. We became very, very close friends. And
Yes.
Yeah, we
I'll
knew
never
each other
forget
way
when
back-
I first met you. Oh my gosh.
He won't forget
I'll
when
never
he first met me.
forget when I first met you, and you were coming to. I was sitting with Kevin, with the GOP, and you come over and you sat down and you kept saying, "You don't care if somebody like me sits with you," and I kept asking Kevin, did we say something or do something wrong? Why does he keep saying
'Cause he's
that?
paranoid.
Of
Every
course,
cop is
found out
paranoid.
later what it was all about. But that's how I got to know Robin. I was scared of him. I thought he was mad at me at first. Did I say something?
Well, as we started talking, well, way back in the early '90s,
Yes.
we knew the same people. we
That's
worked with the same
right.
people,
Yes. Yes, we
all the way
knew.
back to the days of the Sportsman Lodge and
Yep.
security and all that.
Yeah, we started talking. It's no telling how many times our paths crossed back then.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, my
Thanks,
friend,
Robin.
and wish you the best. And hope you have a great day.
Thank you. It's better now.
You're welcome.
All right.
Bye, Robin.
Bye-bye.
Let's take a break here live and local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSMA, and worldwide WSMA971.com. We'll be right back.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. And Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill sills, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These on each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing. Fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to paint and maintain, power wash, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here for the final few moments of the show. We appreciate all the callers and the listeners on Facebook and YouTube as well.
Yes.
Thank you guys. We do appreciate it. Every one of you counts, kind of like every vote. And while I'm at it now,
Family.
every vote counts.
That's every vote
Do
counts.
not forget. Coming up in
Yeah.
what?
We have some more.
Less than 2 months.
Let me see. Thursday we have an actual candidate coming into the studio, and Friday we have a candidate coming into the studio. Local candidates.
Yep.
One's running for NC House, and the other one is running for Board of Education.
So it'd
We've
be
got
interesting.
more on tap for next week too.
Yeah. So if you are a candidate, if you're running for office and you would like to get some radio time, yes, the radio time to come on the show here, we don't charge you for that.
Right.
But we are charging you for commercials
Political
if you
ads,
want to
yeah,
buy some
ads.
political ads. And I strongly recommend that you do that. You can put out
Yes.
all of the signs out there that you want. Every sign out there you want. They're good. That's good name recognition.
Right.
Howsoever more. Finish this sentence, Lee. For those of you who are old enough to remember this, Winston tastes good.
Like a cigarette should.
Yeah, and today's slogan for Winston cigarettes is what? It's on every billboard and it's in every magazine article.
The slogan now?
Yeah.
Did it change?
You have no clue. The last time you heard that slogan
Right.
on radio or TV was in 1972 when they outlawed cigarette ads on radio and TV.
Okay. Yes.
But it still sticks with you.
Yes. because
In
it was-
other words,
Oh,
y'all,
Okay, I see
Yeah.
what point you're making.
there's the point.
That's an excellent comparison.
I know that.
That's very good. Yeah, because a lot of candidates have slogans, and if you're on the radio and you're throwing that
You
slogan out there, and you don't
throw it
have
out
to have a
yourself.
slogan, but yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
There you go.
And look, we've invited everybody.
Some of them emails don't
Some
work.
of the emails bounce back. So,
So-
if you haven't gotten an email from us, I'll send you a new one, or you can call me. Everybody has my number, 910-330-0222.
910-330-0222.
That's correct. 2-3-2032.
Oh, don't go there. Just don't do that, because I'd
Just
screw the
kidding.
order of them.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis finished in second place in the Iowa in that caucus yesterday, as the race now moves to New Hampshire and South Dakota, South Carolina. He came in with 21% of the vote. Trump got 51%, I think it was. Haley got 19.1%, and Ramaswamy, the now ex-candidate, got 7.7%. Haley, I'm going to predict, will probably stay in through South Carolina just to maintain, try to get her dignity back, because she was the governor of South Carolina, so she should do fairly well in South Carolina. DeSantis. Now, here's the situation we got going. February 5th, I think it is, the Supreme Court's going to make a decision.
Yes. Going to be interesting.
Is Trump going to be in or out of some of the races?
Right.
I mean, he's going to be on the ballot. That's what some people want. They want to take him off the ballot.
Yep.
If that's the case, then Haley probably will definitely stay in. I don't know when the South Carolina, I know the New Hampshire race is coming up really soon, and South Carolina is right behind it, as I remember.
Yes. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. So if she does okay in South Carolina and beats out DeSantis in South Carolina, and Trump is not on the ballot anymore.
That's true. I mean, I know Ramaswamy dropped out. He suspended
He's
his
gone.
campaign. DeSantis and Haley, they will stay in. There's a few others that are still on the ballot, but you don't hear anything from them.
The
like
1%ers.
Asa Hutchinson and a few others. But DeSantis and Haley, I predict in through the primary, because there is a strong possibility it could go either way for Donald Trump with the courts. And if the U.S. Supreme Court says that, well, it's all over the January 6th thing, it could go either way. I just don't think it will.
If the
but-
Supreme Court says that the state of Colorado has the right to kick him off the ballot,
Right.
that's what's at stake.
Right.
Then the other states, and there are at least a half dozen others
Right.
who have said that they will do the same
Right.
thing.
You lose one state, you're pretty much done too.
Yep.
As far as the voting goes.
That's the way
but
that works.
I just don't see it happening. Do you? I just don't see it happening based on what the actual events.
With the number of people, 50%, and this is not a poll, this was a caucus,
Yes.
with 50% of the voters who turned out, the
Yes.
people who turned out, delegates, I guess.
People, anybody could
Yeah.
have turned out for it, as long as they were registered Republican in that state.
If they did that, and 50% of them, that's a significant statement, and it should be taken into
Yes.
consideration by the Supreme Court.
Right.
Now, whether he should run or not, I have wished all along that he would not.
Well, we all have our personal opinions
Yes,
of
we do.
Donald Trump, and we have our preferences. Right now, there's nobody that nobody that I
I
wanna
can't jump
vote
up
for.
and down. They won't. Neither. If he runs, his sign is not going to be in my yard,
Right.
and neither is Biden.
Right,
Let's
right.
just put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Lord God, what if I put a sign in my yard? Will I get thrown to? Anyway. Okay. That's a whole story behind it. But I just don't see where they're going to find enough. I just don't see that. I don't think they're going to say, Colorado, yes, you have the right to take them off your ballot. No, I just don't see it.
See that happening.
The Constitution of the United States doesn't say anything about whether, you're a convicted felon or whatever. The only thing that would prohibit you from running for president in the United States is you were charged and found guilty in an insurrection, and it's not gone to court yet.
Nope.
It's not been proven yet.
Nope.
Do we think he's guilty?
Not of insurrection. I don't.
I think he was complicit in not putting a stop on it in the United States. He should have taken a stand very, very early and said, stop
I
this.
totally agree with you.
Stop this.
Yep. Stop this nonsense.
And
Quit
we
it.
know he did not.
No. Then he would have gone on record as being against it
That's right.
and trying to stop it.
That's right.
And then we would have found out that those Proud Boys are the ones who instigated the whole thing.
That's right.
Your live feed on 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now, and after that, at 10 o'clock this morning, it's another dose of the Daily D's with Rick D's in the house. He'll hand it off at 3 o'clock this afternoon to the man, the one, the only Hollywood,
that's right.
the man at 3 o'clock. We'll see you in 22 hours. Be safe.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.